Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent his messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised. And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look through our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become. In being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to the 339th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be your host once again in this continuing series of weekly workshops. And once again, we have the honor of being joined with members and support members of the Universal Council who are ready, willing, and able to begin today's show. And just let me get that together here. And we can begin.
Well, first, I want to say thank you, Rick, for hosting endlessly this workshop, other workshops, and many other places around the Keshe Foundation. So you've really been, in a way, an anchor for all of us and something to emulate, I think, as well. I know your degree of service is beautiful. And we want to welcome each and all to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. I could never conceptualize that we would get to this point. I know, in a way, this is a completion of a wish for me in so many ways, as I did some unpaid lobbying in Washington for a number of years with other groups, and we were bringing proposals in the matter state of high-speed rails and transportation for people, water management systems, agricultural increases, but it always got shot down. And nothing, we've always lost more battles than we've won. And I became quite frustrated working in the matter state. And even to the point where I asked the universal community for help, thinking of the UFOs and this larger family that we have, didn't understand it at all. And also, I thought I would have to go before the creator and say, you know, if I was good enough, if I had the opportunity, I'd like to create a planet without war and without killing, if that was possible, if I reached that degree of completeness, that I'd be able to do that. Didn't understand it at all, but that was my wish. So what's happening here in the Keshe Foundation is almost a completion in a way, or in the process of completing what I've wished for, and many, many, many others have wished for as well. So this is an opportunity for us to understand more, not only in the matter state, but also in the plasmatic state, which we really had no complete awareness of. So I'm very thankful, and I'm happy to serve in the Keshe Foundation. And I hope you all join us in this process, because this is the way. I mean, this is very advanced technology, more advanced technology in totality, I think, than we've ever seen on this planet. So continue to join us, continue to work in this effort, and we're all here to serve humanity. Rick is a beautiful example of that, and so are so many others, and especially Mr. Keshe as this universal messenger. So in so many ways, I'm quite pleased to be here. I know it's a work in progress, but again, the creator never loses, and we're going to move this forward, and we're all part of this process. So we're happy to have you here, and continue to work in this vein, because the technology and the systems and the knowledge that's within the foundation is going to bring that change into a reality for everyone, where we're going to end the wars and all the other things, the hunger, the poverty, and all the rest, as all the nations become equal and all the people on this planet become equal as well. So this is a beautiful understanding from the Keshe Foundation that's been shared with us. And I guess I won't have to wait for the final bell. I can start working on the process now. So if anyone else wants to say anything or welcome or do an introduction, please feel free. Any of the other knowledge seekers? Stefania, yes, you're full of energy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for your introduction and welcome. My name is Stefania Daddetta, and I'm part of the Universal Council, and I'm representing the Italian language. Yeah, one thing I would like to add, I cannot say put more emphasis on please going to release in the 550 Knowledge Seeker workshop, the public workshop with Mr. Keshe. As you know, it's free and it's is on YouTube. Because it's took a very, very important subject. It started a very deep subject, but also there is a very important information on the transmutation. It talk about the next transmutation, the one that happened in August. And it goes a lot in detail about the importance of the emotion. I really suggest you to go into listen. It's very important because it's our that it's our theory, and then we have to practice. So then after the pause, it talks also the importance of separating the emotion of the creator and the emotion of the manifestation of the creation. And it's really going in detail of a lot of important stuff. True about science. So if you're a scientist, definitely going to listen to 550. Today we're gonna, as usual, start with the wishes. There are a lot of very nice wishes. I read them before to come here. They're very, very nice wishes from the Universal Council and Universal Council supporter. And then we're gonna go on with our schedule. We're gonna try to stay in the 2 hours. So for this reason, I'm gonna be very short. We talk about the donation as well, how important the donation, and we talk about the transmutation. Okay, enjoy the show, the public teaching. Thank you.
Thank you for being short, but you're very tall and beautiful as well. I think we're going to go to the new YouTube channel that the Brazilian team has put together. Is that correct? I know we discussed it yesterday in the Testimonials meeting, which is the second Monday of every month. We highlighted a few points, and we know we have some hesitancy among world leaders and among world religious leaders, but we also have some hesitancy, as Alex likes to say from Canada, we're on this hesitancy highway. And we have some hesitancy from the scientific community as well. And Mr. Keshe has shown these things, but creation of gas, creation of amino acids out of the fields, basically we call it out of thin air. So this is a pure teaching channel for us, as well as for the scientific community. We're not discarding man's knowledge, we're actually adding to it. And as Rick likes to say, it's good to go back to the basics. And I think this is good review for all of us on this channel, and also scientists who know there are better ways or different ways as we've developed our technologies and on this planet, going from moving ourselves with a donkey to a wheel and using steam and coal and nuclear energies and the other ones to power ourselves. But now we're going into the plasma revolution, as Mr. Keshe has often said. We've had the industrial revolution and the computer revolution, and now we're going to have the plasma revolution, which again is adding to man's knowledge. We're not really taking away anything other than the killing and the destruction and the poverty and the hunger, which I don't think most of us would think was bad. But this is actually a teaching channel. So it starts out, again, basic understanding of the plasma. And we're all trying to basically understand this science. It's so vast and it's so large in this body of knowledge. And we'll be able to use many of these systems, but at this point, we may not be able to put them together ourselves. Just the way you use the cell phone and the rest, you don't know, or you couldn't perhaps manufacture a cell phone, but you're certainly quite adept at using it and understanding it. And it's all leading, again, as we've heard in the video, we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man, which is embedded in all of us, many souls. From the soul of physicality to the soul of each cell to basically the soul of the man, which is built above and on top of the creator. Rick, I think we lost that screen. But this is the new YouTube channel. will be adding, or the Brazilian team will be adding on the direction of the Keshe Foundation, certain videos and certain papers, probably, creation of black holes, I know Mr. Keshe mentioned. So, and even the world-renowned astrophysicist, I think his name was Stephen Hawking, when Mr. Keshe submitted his paper to the Royal Astronomical Society in Britain, that even Stephen Hawking changed his, as he was an expert, he changed his understanding on one aspect of the black holes. And you can read that paper. You can find that on the Keshe Wiki. I'm sure it'll be put up on here as well. But this, again, is a pure teaching channel. And I think Mr. Keshe is going to be showing here, as he's alluded to in the past, the system that we've seen in London. And I think you've seen it on some of the knowledge seekers workshops as well, with the creation of gravity or the loss of weight. And this is a process of interaction of fields. And you will see the actual lift in motion. You won't see the actual system that's doing it, but you'll see what it's impacting on the screen. And of course, there'll be monitors there to see the actual weight reduction over periods of time as the plasmas and the fields build up. They start small and then they grow into performing this creation of gravity and magnetic fields, which has never been fully understood. A lot of short videos here. There's also easy learning. Again, for us to start embracing this new, for us, technology, but of course, this is not new in the universe. This is actually, we're replicating the process of the universe. And you can just take the Earth, for example. There's no wings, but it keeps flying around the sun, moving on magnetical fields. There's no gas tank on the Earth either. Again, this motion of fields creates energy and creates motion. Or the motion of the fields creates the energy, if you want to put it that way. So again, these are all new understandings for us. I don't know if Rick wants to play any selections here, but Mr. Keshe has asked the knowledge seekers and others to spread this channel across the social media platforms. So any of you who are on social media can bring this and again, continue and in a way, open new dimensions to people, as the knowledge seekers can certainly attest. I can attest to myself, whole new dimensions of understanding of our beauty and our creation of ourselves and how this whole process takes place. And it's basically just a replication of the process of the creation of fields and matters in the universe. So that's the new YouTube channel. It's going to be extended and added to. And as Mr. Keshe said, in Isfahan, in Iran, they'll be showing the lift in motion and probably some other fantastic things that we could only imagine or saw in the science fiction movies or science fiction books. But now we know these are actual processes. And overall, this is where science meets the soul of the man. Thank you, Rick. If you'd like to play something perhaps from this channel, just to have an appetizer.
I'll play the introduction to the new Keshe Foundation YouTube channel. And it's just a minute and a half here, so let's indulge in that.
Introduction to the new Keshe Foundation YouTube channel in 2024. New space era and energy for peace. Energy of plasma. When man discovered atomic and nuclear science, with it came the wars and the threat of annihilation of humans. In this channel, we open new horizons and bring forth not only new theories, but new systems and technologies which have been developed and marketed in the past decade. We go into the inner sanctums of neutrons, protons, and electrons, and we find only magnetic fields, their interactions, and what is created from these interactions. We find the origin of the essence of life, that everything is created from the interaction of fields. We are redefining energy and plasma state as a magnetic field in motion, the energy of peace, becoming a gift to humanity, the source of prosperity of mankind, and independence. The use of fuel and rocket technology has become obsolete. The new age of Keshe space plasma technology uses magnetic fields of matter, not the matter itself, and cosmic rays to create motion, food, water, medicine, and more.
Okay, there you have it. That was the introduction to the new Keshe Foundation YouTube channel. Put that link for the channel in our chat here as well, so people have that.
Thank you, Rick. And if anyone else would like to add anything else, please feel free. I think we still have time. So this will be a work in progress. It's just was launched, I think, last week. So we thank the Brazilian team and also the soul of the Brazilian language community, and continue to elevate their work. They're actually leading in so many ways, and have a beautiful group which will be replicated across this planet, as we're all really one nation, one planet, one race for world peace. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mark.
Is this the part? Yes, where we go to the wishes. Thank you, Rick.
Hello to everyone. Here's Andreas speaking, support member of the German-speaking community. We are at the wishes, and with these wishes, we contribute to a better world. We give what is needed that all souls get satisfied. And when we read the wishes and have a short silent time after it, we feel this wish, we give, we imagine us, how it serves, we see the result, and this feeling contributes for all of us. We, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to support the creation of the One Nation structure in all aspects for the highest good of all souls.
We are present.
We, the Universal Council, wish that the knowledge seekers understand when you go through transmutation, you have to choose the right emotions according to your responsibility. Emotion of responsibility is so deep and is connected to the Creator.
We are present.
We, the Universal Council team, elevate all souls to recognize that we have to pay when taking the life of another soul. It doesn't matter if it's a man, an animal, a plant, or a stone soul.
We are present.
We give from our souls for humanity to be kind.
We are present.
We give from our souls for protection of Mr. Keshe.
We are present.
Hear our command. In conjunction with the soul of the Universal Council and its members, and as we see streams, brooks, and rivers find their way to the seas and oceans, so shall funds flow to the Keshe Foundation and increase by orders of magnitude. These are our wishes, and our wishes we command, as we are all, you see, Universal Council.
We are present.
The European Council wish to the financial contribution and abundance to the foundation to realize the totality in the establishment of one nation for the benefit of all parents. Wish is should cover.
We are present.
We, the Universal Council, wish that the entities that here live or coexist with us no longer have to decide to kill in order to live. No.
So be it.
We are present.
Excuse me. Next we have a video from the 23rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, an excerpt concerning learn how to pray through the soul. And we'll start at 2 hour and 43-minute mark. And I'll play that now.
Pocket. This goes the same to the Rothschild family. Let's pray for them. Let's give our souls to them, to elevate them, that they find through their finances to finance peace, not arms. We are very clear of who supports and which soul and which physicality is supporting what. Let them use their talents and their finances for the better of man through their souls. When you go to sleep, when you have peace time, not necessarily going to sleep, just open your heart, your emotional side or your soul to the whole Rothschild family. They need, but when their soul is satisfied, their physicality will change direction. Maybe then the money which is spent on developing weapons will be spent on developing and finding solutions for mankind. I don't know, but maybe we need to pray for our own soul to evolve, that through that we can evolve and reach them. Every soul on this planet has the power to reach the status of the soul of the prophet of the past. You can attain the levels of the souls of His Holiness the Christ, or bless His name, Muhammad. It's you who puts the limitation, not your soul. And through that, if sharing of a body and a bread could reach 2.2 billion people on this planet after 2,000 years, maybe 1 million of us can reach a few handful of the souls of Rothschild and Prime Minister of Israel and the people who run that country. That they open their gates of their soul to their body, that we find peace, and through it we find development. The maturity of the man has come when there has been equality. For years, they spoke about the slavery, how much slave they used to make the pyramids of Egypt. And now that documents have been translated and stones have been read, we find out has been very, very little between the top man in the army and the soldier who pushed the stones. Because there was equality. Because without one, the other one couldn't complete. Maybe it's time to share the soul, not the prayers. And then we can reach a point of 300-400 years of Rothschild financing wars to create money more. We give them all the wealth, but at the same time we give the wealth from the soul, not the physicality. If man makes history of the people who financed wars and created conditions for wars to be created, in the time coming you'll find out no one of them will reach beyond the solar cell of this solar cell. Because the life in universe will not allow them to pass. So even for those who call themselves the financiers of the war, and every war, the ones who speak about the war, they start learning about the war. Till we don't stop the wars in man, in himself and with his nations and with his rest of the fellow man, we have not developed the structure to be able to join the universal condition. It's very, very strange. 10 years ago, all the Western nations were in a hurry to get to Iraq because it was a lot to rob. The central bank was full of gold. And today, the same nation is under more threat and nobody wants to go in because they already robbed the central bank. We might send a few drones and we might attack a few people. But the country is in total, absolute chaos. Because there is no more money to rob, there is no interest because they know they robbed it. Maybe if we rob all the nations of all their gold, Rothschilds will not be interested in any more wars. I pray for your souls. All of you under any name of company or whatever you work on there. It's not building a reactor to match the soul of these people, to affect them. Their souls has to receive so much that by saturated, has no choice but to find a position to become part of. And because all of us, we have a mother gene connection, we can reach these people very easily through our souls. If we punish the Rothschilds or the people who finance these kind of wars for over years, because the war makes money by selling the arms and then by development, afterwards, there'll be no guns left and there'll be no names left to be, what do you call it, proud of what they do. There is a reason we are here in Italy.
And that's our excerpt from the 23rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop from back in August 14th, 2014, almost exactly 10 years ago. Same message, decade later. Okay, let's carry on here.
It is a beautiful teaching for people to review for themselves and learn how their structure works. This is a very beautiful teaching. And as we see, we're up to 550 knowledge seekers. This week will be the 5. So you can see the amount of knowledge that's been embedded in these teachings and in the books and the papers and so on and so forth. Thank you, Rick.
Yes, and every workshop is unique and different in the teaching that comes through, yet we have the similar teaching about praying through the soul that occurred 10 years ago. It's interesting. The teaching is always the same. The methods and the format may change a bit, but the message is always the same.
Thank you, Rick. So it's Dean here, representing the English language. We're going to go through the process of connection in peace, a soul connection. So in this moment, we're connecting the soul of man. So I'd like you to breathe slowly through your nose. I'd like you to connect with Mother Earth, with the universe. So imagine being on a beach. Imagine being in some water on the beach, in the sea, and the waves gently lapping. And you breathe in unison with those waves, the connection to the earth, connection to the soul of man, the connection to the womb of the universe. So breathe slowly. Let's gently go back to an emotion that may have been given us our biggest gift, even though it may have been very difficult to be present with. So go back to that moment, that emotion, that moment that was very difficult for you in your present physical life. Place your soul there. Be present. From within the soul, view this event and all that are present for you. Forgive yourself. Let go of the energy, of the emotion. View only. Forgive and thank all the souls present with unconditional love, the love the soul shares. Stay present in this moment a little while. So now let's go to another position. That was the emotion of the most joyful, happiest, loving moment for you, being present with your soul. Absorb all the energy, feel the emotion, the essence of it, and thank yourself for this moment. Your soul. With gratitude and love, thank all the present souls know the beauty of the emotion, remember and store within. So know your identity field strength of your soul of man. And as we gently come back, carrying this field, strength of emotion, connection to your soul. Thank you all for being present in this moment. Thank you all. Thank you, Rick.
Hello to everyone, here's Andreas again. The soul connections are the key to all our wishes, what we wish, and it leads to the pure intention and that you give to all the others, that they are happy. And every day at 9 p.m. Central European time, it's a time where a lot of us connect to each other and where we elevate all souls and the protection of the physicality in the universe. And this elevation of all souls is the key because you serve the totality. You come into the role of the creator, and it's beautiful to serve this way because you will receive also to give more, and you just enjoy that the others can enjoy. And that this joy comes to everyone. The inner peace, the peace on the planet, and the peace for every being. And in that way, we have to learn to detach us from all detachments like negative emotions or emotions out of the physicality, from the physicality. And so we learn it to elevate ourselves too. And the more we elevate ourselves, the more we can give, and vice versa. And everyone is invited to we part at 9 p.m., but also it's made in different language groups at different times, or like the Brazilian community does it at Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central European summertime. And it's all for us to learn to detach more and more and just to serve all of us. And you can do it also every day, every time, every second. And after the time, you start more and more understanding the beauty of it and which beauty it brings to every one of us. Thank you.
Okay, next we have an excerpt from conversation with Claudia and Marie with questions and answers with the Universal Council. And let me just get that set up here. We're starting at 58:17.
That's the video from Dean, what he made for this broadcast. And it's a beautiful video of his wishes and what he sees.
Oh, I think maybe I have the wrong video here.
No, it's on 58 minutes. It starts only at Claudia. She says a few words and then comes Dean.
Oh, okay. Let me reset that again here. Okay. There we are. Okay, I'll play that now.
Com a alma do homem. Então o plasma da limitação é um loop, ciclo que se autorrealiza.
From an enhanced understanding, to be able to share requires an openness that is felt on a level that has sensed and experienced
Rick, that's the wrong video.
the soul.
Okay, bear with me a minute here then while I get it set up. We'll just do it in YouTube here. Okay, let's try that again.
Nesse planeta. So today we will play a special video of Dean Butler, a supporting member of the Universal Council, representing the English language. He was supposed to be on live last program, but unfortunately he had technical problems, so Marie read his letter. So today we have the opportunity to hear him and his own words, his feelings and wishes for all beings on this planet. Thank you, Dean, again. Thank you for the video, it was so beautiful.
Empty Keshe, I am the beginning. As a soul present called Dean, representing the emotions of the English language that has created both conditions of Magrav, magnetical and gravitational, in a spectrum of energy that has taken much and given some. The bigger plasma always gives to the weaker plasma. So when a few takes from the many, this out of balance condition will be balanced in a time, place, and a position to give back to the souls the energy taken. From an atom to a cell in the body of man, nation, planet, solar system, galaxy, or the universe. Indeed, the wars of man have been within this condition, from the physicality to the non-tangibility of the soul of physicality. These words are from an understanding of the knowledge being shared by Mr. Keshe through the Keshe Foundation, knowledge of the universe, where science meets the soul of man. Understanding a plasma, we create. To man whom has knowledge of limitation of the known human experience, some sensing and feeling more, and understanding that has been abused and used to create a war that is not in line with the soul of man. So the plasma of limitation is a loop that is self-fulfilling. From an enhanced understanding, to be able to share requires an openness that is felt on a level that has sensed and experienced the soul, as we all do when the soul is present, when we sleep each night or day, empty to receive. In a matter, physical form, when does one open up, become aware of the next levels of the non-tangible? Each soul reaches this point in physicality at various moments in our lives. It's if we are able to listen, tap into, or allow this level of elevation to be part of our moment to follow. Enlightenment of a plasma, the cell, soul, man, and others are a universal condition. You touch part of creation, a truth of oneself. One drop of a hydrogen, like in our hemoglobin, blood, can fill an ocean, a universe. The elements of Kohan and the amino acid connection to C12 on Earth, linked to the environment of the carbon, oxygen, hydrogen and nitrogen, and others that connects to the salts which sit within the plasma of the environment of the planet Earth. A man, within his structure, sits a plasma called the soul of man, that does not know of war, the one that shines whether we are asleep each day or night. The war started from within one. It was an emotion from the interactions of the koan out of balance condition that created the emotion, that grew in the wrong way, a cancer. The seed of this war inside went from one cell to another. Then the whole was war. Then this field strength of emotion was passed on to another matching field strengths of emotion. Thus the opening up of a plasma, the soul, human in war out of balance. Then this war is passed by field interactions through a connection to our environment within a plasma. This could be in our environmental condition of a cell, matter, with the field of magnetic and gravitational transferred and transmuted through the plasma of the blood in man. So, soul awake, sun shining, a new day, an understanding of the beginning. A chess master knows many moves before the completion of the outcome of the interactions using the intellect. The man that uses the soul knows the outcome before the game starts, because he creates the condition for war. The game to conclude without taking more than is needed. Humanity is at this point. The knowledge from a condition of peace has been shared, the seed set. So the soul of man knows the game of war is over, done. With the limitation of physicality, it just takes time to catch up. Through my experiences with the knowledge, many souls have been present with universal ethos, not able to take unless given freely, an energy transfer in the universe of no time. On Earth, the soul of man has zero-time communication. This connection to the knowledge knows the outcome before the game starts. We have so many emotions that are created within our structure, linked to the carbons and others through the interactions of carbon-12 to physicality, with carbon-14 to the field interactions connected with a non-tangibility of our soul, to conditions that are not emotion-based, which is connected to a bigger picture, the totality of creation. A war within me is peace within you. The war in you is peace within me. When still, in the moment, a creation point, the gap between matter interactions, then the war has no energy. It's depleted of its attachment to the matters. Then the energy flow of the universal superhighway opens up, becomes the bigger picture totality. After so many wars, do we still need these kind of interactions? Empty Keshe, mankind being kind to man. Do we forgive ourselves as humanity for our lack of knowledge, our ignorance to our own creation? We shall act as one in this moment, release all that does not serve all. From experience of the Universal Council, with peace in serving the souls present, I have come to know the beauty created when the intention seed is correct, focused, shared within, then given as a gift to enhance and elevate. My wish is my command. The thought, intention, spoken and acted upon, the three wise men, that in this moment creates peace when the correct message is transmuted in zero-time communication. There is no war, as the soul knows only to be present, shining as a plasma, giving unconditionally, an energy transfer. In giving, the soul receives more, an infinity loop from the Creator. Empty Keshe, I made man in the image of myself, speaking about the Creator. An unlimited plasma interaction, sun, reactor, that from within, when aligned with the three wise men, think, speak and act good, creates everlasting peace in the plasma of man. So indeed, Claudia and the Brazilian community, in answer to your question, with my feelings I have a wish of peace for human beings. Other species and all souls present on planet Earth and beyond, from within the beauty of my unlimited soul, of man, as all souls present. Thank you to the souls present in all tangible and non-tangible, creating and sharing your beauty of creation. Thank you. Empty Keshe, quote, I am the end. End of quote.
So beautiful. Thank you, Dean. Thank you for sharing, for your contribution for this program, and sharing your knowledge and your wishes for all the humanity. Thank you.
Okay, that completes this excerpt from our video of
Rick, may I just quickly say something, please?
Sure, please.
So I'd just like to say that was a moment in time. That was something that I needed to respond to from the Brazilian community, that a request was put in. And I spent some moments writing that. And then, like with all things, when you write it, sometimes it gets a little bit too much. But the intention, the seed, the emotion, the being present, the knowledge, the beauty of the souls that are sharing everything they have. They're giving unconditionally. They have joy in their soul and their heart, and they shine so brightly. And Mr. Keshe, and all this knowledge and everything to do with this knowledge is all about making it available and sharing and giving to you unconditionally. And in these moments, I realize, and I've realized it for some time, and I'm sure many will feel it, that when you receive so much, there comes a point, a moment of acceptance, or like maybe some of the positions that have been spoken about earlier, some of the families that need to listen to this very deeply and understand it, because it's not for this just this one moment, it's for an eternity. And you need to be present and understand what you do, who you are, why you entered, why are you present in this moment? Are you the biggest gift to humanity? Because sometimes, as I said earlier, the hardest things to be present with can be the biggest gift. So plasma always flips, it always changes position. It's at the end of the day, in the end of the moment, in this moment, it's a plasma. It's unlimited. All possibilities are possible. So the ending is never the ending, and the beginning is never the beginning. It's a complete plasma. It's only present with us in this matter state condition that we ourselves allow for it to happen. If we decide, touch the soul, be present with ourselves, stand fearless in front of our own soul, balance the books, understand the beauty of the knowledge being shared, then everything will always be in time, place, and position, the beauty of creation. Thank you, Rick.
And now we have what's called Knowledge and Understanding from the 549th Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mark and others.
Okay, and I'll just read a little bit here and maybe say a couple words as we go through this. Again, from 549, as of today, we announce the establishment of one nation as established and pre-sync as we did with a bit of our coins, with Keshe coins. And then the structure of the Universal Council, we start structuring what we call passports, or in a way, documents that on you arriving in a hotel or in a village in the United States or in China, Europe considers the immigrants who escaped in or escaped out or entering illegally, transmutation becomes a part of the structure, and very much. We have established this new system. We have established a new technology. So we have to create a condition that those who use our technology travel with a document, not necessarily in a paper form, but in acceptable form in a plasma data technology that the governments accept. So apparently in the background, what's happening here is there's a new technology, a plasma data technology that's not with ink and paper so much, but it's connected with the soul, the emotion, and the soul of physicality. So that was my interpretation. So the Keshe Foundation in coming weeks is working on the structure of it, that we create a database for all citizens of this planet, which we hope the international structure of the governing body of the Keshe Foundation as a universal council, which is this council, and then the Earth Council in the coming time in conjunction, most probably United Nations, and all the nations will accept this data of information, which means every citizen on this planet has the freedom to travel. And we accept the coexistence of the nations. The border lines will disappear, as we have no say in how to control. And as Mr. Keshe had indicated previously, the transmutation is part of the process of eliminating these imaginary borders, the visa control, the passport control, and the rest, which certain nations and many nations don't want to give up, but we know that this is what's coming on this planet, and we're creating the conditions, and the foundation is creating the technology or the structure of this plasma data technology, which means in the coming weeks and months, we start creating a plasmatic data transfer information, which means no one can break into your data. It is kept by you and only you in the dynamic system of the plasma of what you call structure between the emotion, the soul of the man, and the soul of physicality, the strength field which connects you back to Earth. It is the most important part of this identification, which means if you go to Mars, you can always come back. This is the source where you want to come. If you go to another part of the universe, this is the source you come to. So again, just understanding this, which is relatively new to me, but it's the strength of your, perhaps what you're giving off in energies in a way will be available to many governments on this planet to see when you come into their country that this is a person who is there not to take, but really to serve. I don't know the full understanding of it, but the ramifications are, again, moving from a paper matter state to passports into some sort of field type of strength of passport, which will allow you to travel and to come back to the point you've traveled from. This is my understanding. And if I continue, there is nothing but teaching. This is talking about the new channel. Nothing but extending the knowledge to totality of humanity, and with it to bring in the first steps towards the first presentation by Keshe Foundation, and not with the support of a nation, the space technology, lift motion, creation of the soul of the system, which interacts with the soul of every being that can, allows transmutation at any point, at any time, at any point. In a way, this is a gift to the Universal Council that they start understanding and setting up the structure for the establishment of one government nation, which they, in coming time, are responsible in conjunction with the Earth Council to bring it about. So again, they're laying down the preconditions and letting us know, as well as humanity and the governments, what is about to appear on this planet. Because as I understand it, the transmutation is very close to be showing this. And this transmutation process, again, no government will be able to control. So we're trying to, in a way, prepare them to be ready for what's coming on this planet. And there'll be a structure with a plasma sort of identification of who you are and what you represent as being in their country. I don't think there'll be any child trafficking. There'll be no arms. There'll be no drugs allowed to be transmuted into any other location on this planet. This is just my understanding. And if anyone wants to add to what I've just read, feel free to, or we can continue with Shweta reading the next part if she'd like to perhaps explain a little bit as she reads. And again, this is just my understanding. You take from this knowledge what your intellect allows. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. But I welcome all beautiful souls for discussion or saying what you said beautifully, what you read, what your understanding, and I welcome all of you to join in this discussion of understanding and knowledge. Thank you so much.
Mark, Shweta, thank you. It's Dean here. So if I make a comment that Mr. Keshe has spoken about many times, and he delivered a message not long ago in one of his workshops, and he was talking about the fingerprint. And man's had this fingerprint for a long time, and I've seen it, the handprints and stuff in various positions all around the planet. You know, the soul of physicality. Mr. Keshe now speaks about the soul of man and the identity strength field of their soul. So now we're changing position. Now we're talking about a transmutation of this knowledge that is now going to supersede what humanity has been receiving as informations and knowledge on planet Earth. The knowledge has been shared comprehensively and freely for all that follow their soul and end up in a position where you receive the knowledge, whatever part that you receive for you. Because as I've seen it many times and understood it myself, we each take from it what we need. And the bits we don't like, we tend to push to the side. That doesn't fit with me, or it does. And this happens from a child to a president, and it's all the same. It's the same condition. It's just a different field, a different game being played on a different level. But when you start playing the game on the level of the soul, as Mr. Keshe has been teaching, and Mark has beautifully explained, then in conjunction with all the United Nations, the citizens, they're going to have the freedom to travel at will. And there is no way that we can even, and with the present structure we have the ability to even know when they travel. We can't measure it. So Mr. Keshe is putting forward a working script, document, beauty that has been positioned for quite some time. It's called the Universal Council, that will be the guidance and governance of planet Earth. And the knowledge being shared here is of a universal condition, of a universal beauty that's present here for each and every citizen, every soul to receive. And it cannot be locked away. You cannot put it in a prison and handcuff it. This is an impossibility now. Before, in the matter state, kings and presidents and many souls, individuals, tried to receive all they could. In this moment now, the freedom is for each and every single soul present with the knowledge. And you have a choice. Which way do I go? What do I receive in this moment? And there's some words in here for many people that is, the words, I don't understand the words. But if you listen to the soul of man, you go within, you don't need a language. It's within, it's part of you. Listen to the soul in this moment, and you will be touched by this knowledge. And then the soul opens up, and you receive more from this knowledge, much, much more. So that's part of my understanding, Sweta. So I'll leave it there and let some other people speak now. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, my dear. I also want to say something that beautifully you said. And I will say that it is our own ability. It is us from within that to understand this illusion of separation. In the whole world, the division, the borders and all, if we don't understand, like when I always traveled to Calcutta when I was a teenager, it was frequent. And very frequently, sometimes we travel in the roads, in the borders, where the Bangladesh and India is separated. They say, and my brother used to say, Shweta, you can see, this is the border of from us for Bangladesh. But I never seen a border. What is a border then? What is that? I can see the green trees. I can see the animals, the cows grazing the green grass. The beautiful little lakes, I can see them clearly. How could it be a border? It is such a flow. And I never think that was a border. It was created by them to trap us. And for us, there is no border. There is border. But for them, the criminals always crisscross every day because they know there is no border. There is no restriction. The weapons are coming here and there. Everything is going through, and just because we are fed with this, we always see borders. And sometimes I have been to America, and the checking they do, it's so frustrating that they even want to rip off your clothes. I resisted that. No, I know I'm not doing that. But here, what they get these dark people, I mean the criminals, they have this chartered plane, their own plane, and they don't need any visa, anything. They go everywhere. So do us now. We know what they know. We know there is no border, never was. So we are equal, and this is our ability to understand the beauty of the whole humanity, the world together. Even my the landowners, they have 2,000, 20,000 acres of land in India. How can it be possible? Now we know how dark it is. Some people have 20,000 acres of land, and some don't have a house, even a hut properly. In India, this is India. So the places, Mother Earth, the land is for all. We can travel at our will, as Dean said. So transmuting to see the truth is on our ability. So understanding the truth is more important this is the transmutation, understanding the truth. And I will say the truth comes out like coming out from many countries now. It is like enlightening everybody. They see the truth. Oh, this is that. That leader was that. So from the core of our heart and soul, we elevate them. Not their physicality, only the soul. And this is what I wanted to say, my dear, that there is no border, never was. Now we understand that. And now we travel with our soul and with our physicality too. So, and because growing up with all this division, so sadness. Now we have to be in joy, my dear. We are all together. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear. Thank
you. Okay. Mr. Keshe, leader of the nation becomes servant to peace and not to light create wars. We will practice to disarm armies by their own practice. You have to understand, I have set the structure for one nation is you as knowledge seeker, which will test it and will be the world which follow it. The creation of one nation, one soul sport, will replace the passport, will be the key to the creation of peace, liberation of the man from every shapeless of this planet, and bringing equality amongst men. When man accepts his equal to other man, one will accept his equal to every other creature, other being. And when they take man to space, there is no superiority, but equality. When a man sees the call of the man to be superior, when a man sees the belief in the path of God is superior to the other one, when the man sees the superiority comes in worth and man better not exist. Because it's not the way what man was created to be. The principle with what we say and what we do is the establishment one nation, one passport, one nation food, one nation understanding and comfort for every existing living things on this planet. and we enforce with it because we have the knowledge, we have the technology, we have the know-how, and we have system which will deliver it. The gun policy becomes a peace policy. The gun policy becomes a plasma policy. Gun policy becomes world peace policy, where superiority by gun does not make a nation powerful, but makes a nation shameful. So the last week, a celebration of the establishment of the universal conscience. We are now the establishment one nation passport, one nation where your soul carries your fingerprint, like told now Dean. This is why in past couple of weeks, I was explaining the difference between the fingerprint of the man and definitely the emotion and the soul of the man. As you know, the birthday of the universal conscience is the same as the birthday of Mr. Keshe. Then in the way of the celebration for their work, even though I do the talking, Mr. Keshe talking all the time, of course, teaching us. But him say they do all the work in the background through the fields we at the moment don't understand. We always look for the physical manifestation of confirmation, but what happens in the background is the way things work. And as always Mr. Keshe say, we are only servants to a master, which is the creator, no one else. And in a way, we are servant to ourselves, and we are part of it. Our emotion creates his emotion. We hope, this coming year will be a turning point for all of us through the technology and knowledge, and not through anything else. And we all see new frontier in science will be achieved. But we have to remember, there is a structure which is set by man, and every man who is empowered will fight not to lose it. And the only way this technology from now on will can succeed is through mass releases. In all planets, we'll have access to the same knowledge. And you have seen the way that we made like COP1, so simple. That even the biggest organization could not find a solution. You all help yourself with it. When we release the transmutation system, I will make it so simple that the man in the back or village of Africa, all worldwide, all we have access to the technology at the same time. That no one is superior to the other one. And no one needs to live in the what you call third class condition. And we could become one class condition, not half class. What we take with matter, what we tell with matter, and the change will come. You got to realize that when you realize this technology, if we do not come to agreement with the governments in a few weeks and months, we all create a mayhem for all the governments. And there will be a lot of suffering for a lot of people, a lot of injustice, the passage of the misconduct for the man. Will come to show itself in different ways. It foresee this, but I hope mankind will be strong enough to bypass it. One moment. The blames, the finger pointing, the trying to share equality physical things of life will be priority for the many odds who never had, and many of those who want to hold on to And the only way to bypass all this is the brink that you have to call elevation of the soul. Elevation the all souls, in a way. You understand, and in a way of money, you already said the same for it through what you have done in past years. We just bring the tools for it to come operational. And we have to wait and see how humanity will control everything from now on. How humanity will actually pass by itself or through understanding. We construct the new way. We construct, is my understanding, we build the all peace, we build the equality because we are at the soul of the peace. Thank you so much. And construct, I'm sorry, one moment. Sorry, little words. And we build across the change the behavior called the ethos of the creator, is ethos or mitra, ethos of the foundation. Speak, don't, do good. Speak, think, and do good. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Lisbeth. Thank you, Mark. And Mark has a message. I'll read. The soul has a fingerprint in the plasma state, as the finger and its shape have represented your ID in the matter state. Plasma ID showing your ethos in the energy dimension of the emotion, soul of physicality, and the soul of the man for government to know who's arrived and departed from the peace of land. They consider their country cannot be stopped or controlled here or anywhere in the universe. Beautiful, Mark. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Here is Andreas again. I thought myself now, it's important that we not only read what Mr. Keshe is saying, but that we share what we understand from it and that we learn from each other. Because nobody from us reached a level of understanding what Mr. Keshe has. And so it helps us if we teach ourselves and grow together. I have also prepared the knowledge and understanding from the 550th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. I don't need this. Thank you. And for me, I will try to explain what I have understood from the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop, especially from the teaching part. And this was mainly about the never commit suicide, but there are two different types of suicide. And one is the suicide when you kill your physicality or your soul. In both dimensions, it's forbidden. And Mr. Keshe explained why. In physicality, it's easy to explain. If you have a family and you kill yourself, all others are sad and suffer their lives long. But Mr. Keshe said it's also hidden in the patent of the Keshe Foundation. He calls it death code. And I thought myself what that means. And he said also we should, he named it in this patent a plasma, but you can also say soul to it. We have to think on energy level. And when a soul makes suicide, it's suddenly not there anymore. And all other souls have to accommodate, because a soul is connected to all other souls. And also the soul gives all the time to other souls. And so suddenly the other souls don't receive anymore what they are used to and have to accommodate. And it could be that it is also the death of other souls. And Mr. Keshe brought the example of the magnets on the table. If you move one magnet, all the other magnets move. And so if you destroy a soul or make suicide as a magnet, all the other magnets will instantly move. And if there is a hole on the table, it could be that all magnets run into this hole and all are destroyed. And it has more meaning that we can understand. Also, he said, it's not our soul, it's the soul of the totality. And also that's the reason why we cannot commit suicide. And he made a lot of examples, the whole teaching long, about why suicide is forbidden. But after the beginning of the workshop, he suddenly jumped to the satellite souls, and there he explained that every satellite soul transfers in all dimensions. The satellite soul is connected with all. It connects the totality together. It's a present of itself. It's like the creator, which gives all the time unconditional, that the others receive and can elevate. And this is a total opposite against the suicide of a soul or a physicality, or both. Suddenly he speaks from the total giving. And he speaks then about when you expand your soul, you become the totality. And he said then, when you stand correct in conduct, you never wish for the demise. And the same in time, the love, the energy, the giving of you can become part of another life. Even if it's in the last seconds of the physical dimension. How you expand the soul of the man is at the point when you deny yourself, not to be you, but to be all. The position of the prophets. But the prophet of the man, the way he has been created in a way, the dimension of giving without any need to receive. That's the cycle of the balancing of the universe. We bring that point on its own. And for me, this is the second opportunity of suicide, but it does not mean that you kill yourself or the soul or the body. You deny yourself. The totality, the giving gets more important than anything else. It's the position of the creator when you just give anymore. When you're not selfish anymore, total detachment. And this is also what I experienced when I talked about my twin soul and when we created the creation. We have now the two opposites. When you kill yourself and you damage other souls or destroy maybe the totality, and that you totally deny yourself and become a pure giver. And we are between those two, more in the giving direction, and the more we detach us, the more we get selfish, less. We come more and more in the position of the pure giver. And Mr. Keshe then comes to the transmutation, and that we will land on the wrong places. And the wrong places are that what we are not a pure giver. He says, when we enjoy the place where we give, then we land on this place. And so it's important for us to understand the giving part, but also the responsibility of our existence, or the emotion of our existence, that we can never, and that we should never steal or kill. He said that are the two rules of the universe. And the ethos of Mitra is the opposite of it. It's the pure giving, speak good, do good, act good, because we are aware that we are all connected with everything. Even now, all the time. I believe we are still not that aware how we are connected all the time. All what we do has a direct effect on everything. And in the emotion of the existence, all are aware fully what their emotion is. And yeah, that's a target where we have to be, that we really be aware of everything what we give or not give. And also we have to be aware about our responsibility. Mr. Keshe calls it the emotion of the responsibility. We are really responsible in every moment which kind of creator we are, how we giving pure without any negative attachment. We give 100% unconditional. Then we are a true creator as a soul which gives to everything, that everything can elevate. And the emotion of the existence, the soul is here to give. And it's the behavior of the creator. It's detached from everything, and there is no egoism. And in the, the transmutation session on Friday, we will learn more what that means. And if there is if we land on the wrong place, there is every time the way back home to our earth. So actually, it's nothing new. It's every time about the same things. We have to have a pure intention, and that's not only I speak that I want to have world peace. It's really to feel it and to be it, and there is nothing else. It's a little bit hard to explain. Yeah, that was it from myself. Does somebody else have something to say to it? I hope you liked it, how I summarized it and how I understand it, and I hope I was able to explain it well. It was the first time that I did it that way.
Yes, my dear, you have explained it very beautifully, with so much emotion in it, and emotion of love, of course, peaceful, and we have understood that. Keshe Foundation is about beauty and totality. Live the life like an eternal soul, and don't do anything drastic, my dear beautiful souls from all around the world. Live. We have lived 1,000 years for this moment. So thank you, my dear Anja, for explaining. So the soul never dies, and we take our physicality as we need to live, enjoy life, prepare for the change. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear.
Okay, I think we need to move the program along here. We're trying to keep it under 2 hours, and we've already gone over. And we do have a question from Ivan that I want to make sure gets addressed properly and completely. So that'll be in the needs and wishes part. So perhaps we should move to that. Or do we have something else in between? Let me see here. We have transmutation test, and that's actually the topic of Ivan's questions as well. So if we could quickly go through this and move to, I think it's the next part, isn't it? Okay, we have transmutation to go through as well. So do with it what you wish. It's your program.
Yes, hello, here's Andreas again. And exactly that what Mr. Keshe spoke about is part of this transmutation test. And you can also re-listen the Knowledge Seeker workshop. And like every third Friday in a month, we have the transmutation test. Now on the 16th August, coming Friday. And there we can test what we have learned. Transmutation test. And as you know, these are 2-hour sessions with small groups organized by the geographical positioning of the participants. You find that under Keshe.Foundation in the store under 2024 Transmutation Test. And you can still book it till Friday or all other sessions. And please don't forget to write your country and time soon in the comment area in the order, so that the Keshe Foundation can then give you a group. And before the session on Friday, on Thursday, maybe Friday, but I believe Thursday evening, you will receive then the email where your time when your group starts is in it, and also all the requirements, what you need. The most important thing are 2 headsets. You can use a splitter on your mobile phone. Important is that the 2 headsets have both a microphone, and the splitter has a microphone logo on both ends for the headsets, so that you also can give a feedback back to the system. And then during at the beginning of the session, Mr. Keshe says then how you have to position the headsets. And like Mr. Keshe said in the Knowledge Seeker workshop last week, if you have a communication bundle, that means the unit with the earphones, then you can use this, and also I believe he spoke about glasses, the visual enhancement unit, because those are already products for training the transmutation, the Twinity products, which he has hidden inside and said nothing to us. And he said it will be a special experience with these things if you join. And then if you have that and want to join with the communication bundle and classes, please write to the Keshe Foundation email info@keshe.foundation, that they know and that they can set up it for you. I believe that's everything for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Now we can quickly move to the next slide. Presentation.
Is there a next slide that we're moving to? This is Mospek again, representing Bengali language in the Universal Council Support Member. Today, let's look at something very fundamental. And for that, let's go back a little bit further in the history of the planet. This was the time when the planet Earth was in the formation stage. Things were pretty rough. The climate there were a lot of upheavals in the climate. And so during these times, there were a lot of lightning, a spark from the skies. Now, how did these lightning come into being? As we have learned earlier about how plasma doesn't originate from the clouds, but it is field getting pulled in from the ground or the planet itself. So these flashes come into being out of the need of the entity we call planet Earth and all the dust and soil and everything that there is on top of it. So during the process, this lightning gave rise to what we now know to be the amino acid, which in turn led to smaller life forms. So the lightning, which was a spark of life, in steps over years, thousands of years, turned into an expression of the souls of various minerals and an earth of the planet into living beings, something that moves. So it's a collective effort of manifestation of a different kind. How does it relate to our transmutation? When we examine the interaction within our soul of man, soul of physicality, and so forth, the high-speed activity in the plasma field is there. Most of the time, we do not notice it. These are the flashes, the insights, our daydreams. They're there, they're kind of fleeting. But how do we use these flashes, these lightnings, and turn into something that's more permanent? Can we make this lightning light up our sky or inside ourselves so that we can sustain the light of the field? And then from that light manifest another reality. That light, the emotion, the interaction of the fields is ours to create. The flashes are the hints, what the soul can do, the soul of man can do. But it is our responsibility to bring that light into something more tangible, something that not necessarily physical, but something that creates impact at the soul level, be it elevation of others, elevations of the leaders of the planet, be it an elevation of a poor soul somewhere in need of food, some little plant, life form somewhere, some bugs somewhere. Doesn't matter. If we can bring these flashes and make them and sustain them, we elevate our soul as we need to elevate all the others we are talking about. It is a part of a process which we must participate in. participate, for it to manifest, not necessarily physical level, but other levels as well. It can be completely at the field level, or the level of the soul. But how do we, it doesn't happen because, yes, we wanted it, but we have to use it. As I say, use it or lose it. The lightning fades away. The dark descends again, darkness descends again. Do we want that? Or do we want our light, our sky to be lit up? To do all kinds of tangible things. So, as much as these kind of flashes happen in our daily life that we ignore, you know, it's not bad. Nothing bad happens as a result of it. But imagine what more could happen. We pay attention to it. And with that thought, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, my dear Moshrik, to beautifully explain the beautiful light spreading all over the world. See the truth transmute yourself. Thank you. I wanted to say so many things, but because of the timeline we have, I will say many things about India also. Accordingly, of the Bangladesh situation is going on in the next One Planet, One Way for justice and world peace. And I welcome Ivan. Ivan, you have a question, please. You can. Yes, Ivan, you are back, you said.
Yes, Ivan has a question or questions apparently. So let's allow him to speak and see what he has to say. Is something about the transmutation test, I believe. Ivan, would you like to go ahead there? You should be able to talk now.
Yes. Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Go ahead. Thanks.
Okay, so I wonder because last Friday, Mr. Keshe said that you achieved something new with the transmutation group and he's going to teach you something new. And me personally, I am able to go into the field when I want. And during the last sessions, I hear you guys describe that you go and experience different feelings. So I try to do that and I can do it as well, which is very strange, but it's nice. So I was wondering, I can share what I do with you, and I'm just wondering if anybody here can share some technical things. I'm speaking only about technical, how we can actually do it technically, not about like what Mr. Keshe said, because half of his thing I really respect, but I need to listen 10 times to understand what I should actually practically do to do something. So I just wonder, guys, how you do, is anybody here who actually transmuted, and if so, how did you achieve it? What condition did you try to achieve within you to go to that place?
Hello. I was in last month's transmutation, and Mr. K says you are the captain of your travel. You go wherever you want. So I have my way of going to places or things I want them to be shown to me, to be clear, to be put light on it, and that's how I do it. I do most of the time like that. Unless I have too much time, I have looked at whatever I wanted to look, then I just let go. Sometimes I choose, when there is enough time, who I want to visit. I remember one day that they had not closed the machine. So the whole night it was open. I slept, I woke up, I put the cask, and I reviewed mentally which soul, which I admire, is ready that I can have that, communicate with that soul. And about 4 o'clock in the morning, you can say I visioned the soul of it's like the films in TV when the TV doesn't work right. You know, it's that person. It was tall, very tall, above my 30 centimeters above my foot. I mean, and it was Virgin Mary. She was the only one who was available, and because I had so much time, I asked to visit her, and I started talking to her about my things I had to say. So that was very, I mean, but it happens, this kind of things. And then the last one was something which I can not forget. Like we started when we started, after 53 minutes, all of a sudden I find myself in a vast, no end, beautiful light without bothering the eyes or senses. Just a fantastic feeling of happy, luxury, whatever you want, feeling of that. There is no end to it. And for whatever reason, in my soul, in my mind, I said to myself these words: it's so good to live like a god. But it didn't take too much. It was maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then rapidly gone, and I could not chase that feeling anymore. But that was such image and knowingness, to get to know something new, that it's still with me anytime I want. So it's not something which is fading. And it gives me some overall being. It was like something that I have seen where I go to and where I come from. So why a rush? Why these competitions? Why this looking for?
Okay. Sorry that I stop you. Can you please start from the beginning? When you try to transmute, it's like you lay down, you close your eyes. Where your intention go, or how do you do? What is your technique?
Technique is no technique. Mr. Keshe said, you do whatever you want, you go wherever you want. Just the way we put the cask, the audio, we put it on our over, not on the ears, over the ears when the soul is supposed to be in between. And we use 2 telephones and 4 audios. And we just do nothing, no condition, because it's them who creates these rays, these fields. The fields go through us. It's from them. It's not me.
Can you do it without these headphones?
I don't try because I don't feel the need to do that. I mean the Qigong. I've learned Qigong as a teacher, so we have contact with energy, soul, body, mind. Sometimes the exercises I do every day, maybe it's easy for me, and also I do some spiritual practices in my life. So I don't know it's because of the things I know, but what Mr. Keshe said is nothing special. Nothing as far as breathing or fingers or things like that. It's just we decide where to go. It's just expansion of the soul. The soul is expanded. When it's expanded, it's like the dream. You go where during the day you have been thinking something, that at night you go to that place. So it's all has to do with our mind, our actions, and what we want. It's just a matter of expansion of the soul, nothing physical.
Ivan, I want to say something. Ivan, my dear,
Yeah.
can you hear me? I just want to just tell you shortly that the technique is your inner work, my dear. Is your inner work. If Mehrnaz is doing her inner work, it is not the way you are. You have your own technique. This is the transmutation we have been in physicality. You know how baggage we have with. This is the transmutation about the elevation of the fields of the soul, the fields of the creator. So it is your inner work. You know, as I am Shweta, from the childhood, everybody is saying Shweta, you are Shweta, you are this, and you have this habit, you have that habit. You know, you are born and brought up in a Hindu family. You are like this. Your social culture is like you look like that, and then I became them. You know, I became a Shweta about them. Now it's me. Now it's me. I transmuted. Now it's true of me, what I am. So it is the technique is your inner work, my dear. Understand? So you do your inner work in your way. Experience the baggage going down. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I was.
Thank you, my dear. Oh. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, because I was actually searching for something else, and it seems that you are doing this transmutation only when you have the headphones on.
No, you can do it without the headphones too.
Okay, when
Yeah,
you're
there's others that have experience of not using the headphones and accessing the group meeting without without the official manner, but able to do it by themselves with the soul method, as you are talking about. And there's others that might be able to chime in here with their experiences of the transmutation session and tell you more about that as well. But the techniques and so on, as Shweta mentioned, it's kind of an individual thing, and what works for some may not work for all. But we can talk about that a little bit. But also, as mentioned by Mark, and as I've talked to you, Ivan, the Reactor group, Keshe Plasma Reactor group, is a good place to discuss this kind of thing into more detail on the actual techniques and that kind of thing. But I would like to hear from others of this group who all have some experience with this and can tell Ivan something about techniques. That would be good.
Guys, I have to go actually, so I'm gonna listen for your discussion later. Thanks to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, well, we have to go too, so maybe come to the Reactor group and we'll carry on the conversation.
Yeah, we'll come there. Thanks.
Yes, this was
I'm going to not talk about the rapidly changing situation about Bangladesh, but partly because of the time. But the one thing I do want to mention, however, and this is one of the most intriguing thing of this whole operation. Yes, there is a tie-in with what I just spoke about in the transmutation section. What happened in Bangladesh is a spark, but in order to keep that spark alive, some work needs to be done. And this is being done. But so I'll go into more detail next time, because since we don't have time, but one of the things I want to particularly highlight at this point is that Bangladesh is the only country right now which has complete press freedom, which is a unique thing that's happening right now. So they're writing good and bad about everything that's happening. So if somebody can get to it, and there are English versions of it, this is an extremely unique phenomena, and you can get the complete information over the net right now. Actually, I mean, there is a lot of garbage around it, of course, from various circles, but nevertheless, the whole media is completely free to say whatever they like. So this is something interesting, and this is something we want to see elsewhere. So let's put our soul into it. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. This was all about bringing the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council, as in the oneness of the one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Thank you, everybody, for now. Now we can move to the next slide. Marjorie?
Sorry, Shweta. I can put my wish for the specific situation in Venezuela. Venezuela is a part of Latin America, because actually political situation is not better. And so I intend the people talk with us, help us for the change the situation in equilibrium. It's okay?
Yes, we are present, my dear.
The foil is on the next page. The wish.
Yes, because it's very important. The people, the all community find the solution for equality, find the solution more for the benefit of the population, and change the behavior, the all leaders. Please, the wish is that because is not better situation now, and to solve the situation more for the benefit of the population. Thank you so much, the people.
Thank you, Elizabeth, my dear. Now we can move to the next presentation.
You can read your wish, Lisi. Can you read your wish loudly?
I see now. We, the Universal Conscience, wish to elevate all souls of all the fertile and powerful involved in the current political situation in Venezuela, and it be resolved for the benefit of his population. Our wish is all common. Thank you.
We are present. Thank you. Now we can move to the next slide, my dear. Presentation.
Hello, here's Andreas again. And I wanted to say where you can donate and support the One Nation project. And it's really important that everyone who can, it does not depend if that are 10 euros or 1 euro or 20 euros or 500 euros or dollars or even millions of dollars. We all have different amounts of money. For the one is that much, for the other one it isn't much. And I believe if we all understand what's on the table through the last years, where a lot of wonders happened, and for us that are not wonders anymore, it become normal. We experienced all together so much what Mr. Keshe gave us, the Keshe Foundation. And now Mr. Keshe asked us to help the Keshe Foundation needs financial help, and it's really about that every soul on the planet gets connected. And as we experience that all together, a lot of wonders, we know Mr. Keshe means it's serious and it's no joke. And this financial support is for all of us, for a beauty what we cannot even imagine till now. And here you can see the donation page. It's under Keshe.Foundation, donate and about and donate. And there you find the IBAN, but you can also see there the donate button with the other payment opportunities. And everyone is to donate how much he can. Thank you.
Sorry, I need a next little word. Maybe we can promote in different workshops the different communities about the ways for support the foundation. Drop by drop, build the ocean. Please, thank you.
Yes,
Elizabeth, sorry, Andres, can I quickly just say something too? Is that okay?
Go on, please.
Thank you, Andres. So I think it was very important what Elizabeth has said, and she made a very beautiful wish. And she's not been speaking English very long, and she's such a courageous, beautiful soul. So I'd just like to read the wish once more because it is a beautiful wish, and it's for a population for the whole of South America. So we, the Universal Council, wish to elevate all souls of all the forces of power involved in the current political situation in Venezuela, and it to be resolved positively for the benefit of this population. And we are present. Thank you for the beautiful wish. Thank you, Andreas. Sorry for that. Thank you.
Thank you. And how Lisbeth said, we are all in different language communities, different Telegram chats, we have different workshops, and we can really all invite the knowledge seekers to donate to the Keshe Foundation for the One Nation. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, in the community, the what is the problem? The community is more easy for during workshops, talk and find different ways for the contribute. All drop is drop. A drop is create an ocean, so require a river and never go to the ocean. So one drop on one drop is built. Well, the contribution. Thank you.
So just to add to that, Estine, again, give what you can, give from your soul, and the feedback on a soul level will be 10 to the power of thousands to what you give, because you're given to the creation, the creator that is present on this planet. And that field strength, that gift comes back to you in a field strength that involves all the souls that you affect. And that one drop that Elizabeth will speak about, that tiny little hydrogen drop, can fill a universe. So the intention, the thought, the beauty of it creates and feeds back to you the seed of the beauty of your soul, giving and receiving by donating your energy, your beauty for each and every one that receives for you in this moment. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear team. Now we can move to the next presentation. Here we are to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls, the Universal Council. Come join, jump in, love, Keshe Foundation, Spaceship organization, that totality, beauty and totality, the energy of all that is in existence, the energy of love. Join. So this is Shwetanvar using Hindi language, and thank you for always being here. Thank you so much for this oneness. Salam, namaste, salute.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Sweta, and thank you all the members and support members of the Universal Council who made today's show possible. And another lovely show has been. Thank you very much, everyone, for doing so. This has been the 339th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. We'll be back again next week, same time and place for this show. Our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which is held starting Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European Summer Time. That's on Wednesday, August 14th. And people are welcome to bring your experiments or questions regarding the plasma technology, for it's supposed to be the practical side of plasma technology. So that's what we do in the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. And I hope Ivan will show up there and we can continue the discussion on transmutation. Okay, is there anything else, or shall we close for today?
How about some dance?
Okay, a little bit of song and dance to go out with.
Thank you. Be enjoyed, my dear beautiful souls.
Very good. Thank you, Sweta. And again, thank you, everybody, for being here today and for attending and presenting, doing all the things that we do. Thank we, as some other knowledge seekers have said. And we will go out with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version as per usual here. And bye for now.